No nonsense gin drinking. All gin, no nonsense.
Hello gin lovers, welcome back. I am Bobby Freeman and today, my friends, we have a little treat for you. For we have a Canadian gin on the show, all the way from, well, Canada. And it goes by the name of Gin Royal by the Compass Distillers. And as you can see, it is a tiny little bottle. However, it has travelled a long way and had quite a journey, because this was actually sent to me by one of my patrons whose name is Beccaroni and Cheese. So thank you very much for sending it, Beccaroni. And it was actually posted to me way back last year. I don't know why I'm pointing over there. Last year seems to be over there for me. Way back in August, which is where are we now? January, August, September, October, November, December, January. 5 months. So I don't know where this little chap has been languishing for the last 5 months. In fact, if he could talk, he'd tell, well, quite a boring story actually, because he'd been in a box. But the most important thing is that it is here now, and we're going to be trying it for you guys today. So then, let's see what they say about it on the old website, shall we? Because we haven't had many Canadian gins on the show. We had the old Empress 1908 over there, which is very nice. We had another one called Ungava gin, which is like a yellow gin. So I'm very excited to try this one. And I'm also very excited, of course, to do my Canadian accent. And obviously, as well as doing the accent, sometimes we like to do a lazy stereotype. And I haven't done one for a while, so here we go. Gin Royal is a tribute to the bees and pollinators whose work allows us to create beautiful spirits like gin. More than half of the botanicals used in the gin are pollinated by bees, and without them, there would be no gin. This royal blue spirit is distilled from Nova Scotian wheat with classic and contemporary gin botanicals. $1 from every bottle sold will be donated to the Nova Scotian Beekeepers Association to assist in their efforts to promote bee health and sustainable beekeeping in Nova Scotia. Now, I know usually at this point I take my costume off, but I spent quite a bit of money on this one, so you know what? I'm going to get my money's worth. Oh, god damn it. Let's get the old top off and have a little sniffeth of it, shall we? So let's get him in the glass like that. Glug, 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 glug. There we go. It's a beautiful blue colour, slightly different to the old Empress 1908. If you see, that was more of a sort of a deep inky sort of colour. If you can see that there. This one's more of a sort of, well, funny enough, as the name suggests, a royal blue. So, and already my nostril hairs are being tantalised with the aroma of this gin. Let me just go in there for a more sort of intense blast of that. Hang on. Oh, okay, right, this is very different to anything I've sniffed before. It's really big aromas. As I say, it's like, if you could see it, I'd be surrounded. You wouldn't be able to see me, I'd be sort of enshrouded, I don't think that's even a word. Surrounded by a sort of a thick fog of it, and it's, how can I describe it? It's almost kind of a creamy sort of essence to it, a thick sort of, beautiful sort of, very floral, but kind of thick, but smooth with it as well. I do use some strange adjectives, but I think that's the best way of describing it. And you can definitely get that sense of that the honey is bringing to it. It's that kind of, the thick, heady sort of sense that you sort of get when you sort of sniff, sort of real fresh honey straight out the hive, still with the bee's footprints on it, that sort of thing. But my friends, you know we are not here for the sniffing. We are here for the tasting. So let's marry it up. Now, I always say this, but I almost always forget. I will try this one neat as well in a bit. So let's first of all marry it with a bit of, oh yes, and it's done the old colour changing thing. Can you see that in there? It's actually gone. I love this because all these butterfly pea blossom gins, which start off blue, always turn pink when you put the old tonic in. So my friends, let us dither about no longer and get it in the old mouth, shall we? So my friends, here we go. What's it called again? Gin Royal from the Compass Distillery, was it? Yeah, Compass Distillers. I say to you, my friends, cheers. That was a Canadian accent. Oh, hello there, my friend. Wow. Oh, I tell you what, what's the ABV on this? It is, I thought so, they've snuck it up a little bit higher than usual. It's actually 45%, which is just a tiny bit higher than what we're used to. But I tell you what, it's giving it quite the kick. And I really like that when they sort of pep it up a little bit more. Reminds me of the one, what was the number, oh God. Number 3 over here, I always get confused because it was my number 1 gin, so number 3 is number 1. So yeah, number 3 over there, which was number 1 in my top 10 gins of this year, or last year I should say, and that had 46%. I think it just sort of turbocharges the flavors a little bit more. And it's kind of a sort of a mixture. It's like really, it tastes like sort of a summer's garden. If you were to go into a summer's garden, sort of stick your head in it, a garden that had been left for a while, but sort of overgrown a little bit, but there's all sorts of flowers and nice sort of things, bees buzzing around, sort of thing you see in a fairy tale. Get your head right in the middle of that, give it a good old sniff, and grab a bunch of it, wring it out into your mouth. This is getting really weird, but... But that's the sort of sense I'm getting. I like to try and sort of paint pictures for you, and that's the sort of the feeling I get. It's a very, very summery drink. Even though it's freezing cold here in January, I feel like it's the middle of July if I wasn't really freezing cold. But just like in the Aroma, there's a beautiful sort of smoothness. It's like someone's sort of gone along the flavors and just sort of smoothed them all out and made them just in one continuous, beautiful sort of, almost like pouring double cream. But at the same time, kind of just sprinkle with this. I'm not getting a great deal of citrus in there, but what it's lacking in citrus is making up for with the sweetness of the honey. And as I said before, it tastes like kind of, it's an essence. It's not overpowering at all. It's like a hint of it, but it's like sort of an essence of raw honey, absolutely raw, unmanipulated, unmessed about with, just beautiful sort of fresh, as I say, fresh from the hive honey. And there's always a kind of, when you get these ones of butterfly pea flowers, another one, have I got the ink gin in here? I think it's down here, hold on a second, where is it? It's, there's the, right, we've got the ink one from Australia as well. All these ones that have the butterfly pea blossom in there, they just seem to have this kind of a magic about them. It's a certain sort of je ne sais quoi. I'm not even sure if I'm using that word correctly, but I'm going to go with it anyway. It's got a certain je ne sais quoi about it, and you can't quite tell what it is, but it just kind of lifts it in a sort of a special way that sort of gins that don't have the pea flower in do. Do or don't? I think you know what I mean. And couple all that with this just sort of sprinkle of floraliness in there. It's really, really nice. I kind of knew it was going to be, because I've never been let down by one of these blue gins. They always seem, I think to myself, you know, these colour changing gins, it's probably just a gimmick. But so far, they've got a 100% record and have always been absolutely awesome. So then, we all know that Canadians are the friendliest people in the world, and I can confirm to you today that their friendliness has trickled down into their gin pricing as well, because it is a very friendly, I'll give it to you in Canadian dollars first, a very friendly 43 Canadian dollars, which works out at 33 US dollars. I don't think it's available over here, but to give my British viewers an idea, that's £24 and about 27 euros, which I would say, when my regular viewers, and indeed people who aren't viewers, even though they wouldn't be watching, but they would know anyway that that is a very, very cheap gin, because as I say, I'm all about the top bracket of £30, pushing it up to 40 for a smaller distillery, but I wouldn't be surprised if that cost about £35. So that, my friends, is worth paying £27 for, or 43 Canadian dollars for, every day of the week, my friends. So, gin lovers, once again, we find a gin which on the face of it looks pretty similar to other stuff that's about, but when you try it, it just blows you out the water and is completely different. So thank you very much to Becca Runny for sending this one in, and thank you very much to the people at the Compass Distilleries, all the way in Nova Scotia. And I say to you, my friends, keep up the good work, eh? And as always, guys, if you've enjoyed this video and you appreciate the effort I've gone to dress it like a Mountie, then please don't forget to subscribe to my show, press the little like button, and of course the bell icon so you get notified when my new videos come out. And if you want to support the show, head over to my Patreon page or press the join button in the section below. But until next time, friends, take care, stay safe. Thank you to all my patrons and members, and keep drinking the gin.